Russia's defense ministry confirms its attack on infrastructure on Friday night, but says Ukrainian incompetence is behind civilian losses.
Authorities in Iran have arrested one of the country's most prominent actresses after she shared a post on social media in support of anti-government demonstrators.
EU negotiators have announced a deal to reform Europe's carbon market in its efforts to reduce emissions and phase out free allowances to industries.
The regions of Kyiv and Kherson were hit hard in Russia's latest rocket attack on Ukraine on Friday night. In Stepanivka, on the outskirts of Kherson, authorities say one person was killed in shelling and that a school and church were badly damaged. Russia confirmed their attacks on infrastructure but said that Ukraine caused any damage to civilian buildings. President Zelensky said in a video message, "Dear Ukrainians, I wish you health. The main thing today is energy. During the day, we restored the electricity supply to almost 6 million Ukrainians. Repair work has been going on non-stop since yesterday's terrorist attack." In Kryvyi Rih, the number of dead in Friday night's strike on an apartment block has risen to 4. On Saturday, rescuers recovered the body of a 1-year-old boy. Meanwhile, on the Ukrainian front line, soldiers are using US grenade launchers to hold back Russian troops.
EU member states have reached a political deal that will speed up carbon emission cuts and overhaul the bloc's carbon market. The Czech EU presidency said the agreement also aims to phase out free allowances on industries which are currently in place. The move will require 10,000 power plants and factories to buy CO2 permits when they pollute, in an effort to meet the EU's target to slash its net emissions 55% by 2030, compared with 1990s levels. This deal will up this percentage to 62% by 2030. Initially, the carbon tax will affect polluting industries and carbon emissions linked to production. However, the incentive will also be extended to the maritime sector, intra-European flights and waste incineration sites. If adopted by MEPs and the European Council, the initiative will allow industries to compete with more polluting non-EU rivals.
French prosecutors have opened an investigation into what caused a devastating pre-dawn blaze that killed 10 people near Lyon in France. Officials say 6 adults and 4 children died in the fire on Friday, trapped in a run-down 7-story block of flats. 24 people had been injured, 4 of whom remain in a serious condition in hospital. The prosecutor says all the victims have now been identified and witness reports are being taken.
Authorities in Iran have arrested one of the country's most famous actresses for allegedly spreading falsehoods about the nationwide protests. That's according to Iran state media, who say that Taraneh Ali Dousti, who starred in the Oscar-winning movie The Salesman, was detained after she voiced her support on social media for the first man executed for crimes allegedly committed during the demonstrations. It comes as protests in Iran enter their 4th month, sparked by the death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini after she was detained by the country's morality police. Last week, Tehran executed a second prisoner in connection with the protests for allegedly stabbing 2 members of Iran's paramilitary force. Activists claim at least a dozen people have been sentenced to death in closed-door hearings. Conservators in Iraq's National Museum are carrying out a major restoration project in an effort to preserve and digitize 47,000 manuscripts. The House of Manuscripts collection includes texts written in Arabic, Persian and Hebrew, and some are said to date back almost 1,000 years. Decades of conflict in Iraq has seen antiques and cultural heritage regularly plundered. But many have managed to survive, thanks in large part to museum employees and residents who hid the documents from potential looters.